must be very proud of her new career.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, she's certainly working hard at it, I'll tell you that.
And enjoying it, I suppose?
We can only assume so. I never have a chance to talk to her about it. She's always off in New York lately.
Which is just where she is today.
Yeah, probably enjoying every minute of it.
Well, it doesn't matter how old our children get, we can't help worrying about them, huh?
Ah, but the only trouble is worrying doesn't help them or us.
Yes, so how does one break the habit?
That's a question I keep asking myself.
I think we all do.
Thank you, dear.
Thanks, Alice.
Now, Laura is thrilled about this Star Eyes thing. I spend all of my time worrying if it's really the right thing for her to be doing.
Lesley, whose final decision is it?
No, absolutely. Pardon me for talking with food in my mouth. I just can't help it. I worry. Alice is chortling over there because she and I have probably spent 100 hours in this room talking together about our problems with our children.
I should say. But then it all worked out all right, didn't it?
Seems to have.
Heather seems to be enjoying her job at the hospital, Alice.
Oh, that is all she talks about.
Well, I think she's doing a good job. Admissions is very happy.
That's very good to hear.
Do you get to see her very often?
Well, not as much as I would like to.
Uh-huh. That's par for the course.
Well, the same with Scotty. You know, he's so busy building his own practice, we barely get to see him at all.
But he seems to have settled into his life nicely here again in Port Charles.
Do you know, it must be something in the air. I mean, all of our rebellious children finally settling down.
Well, that's certainly the way it is with Scotty.
I'm Laura. And Heather.
Well, now, see, wait now. That is a good sign, isn't it?
Yes, I would say so.
Call me if you need me, Dr. Webber.
Okay.
You know, I think Alice is right, Lesley. I mean, there are lots of good signs around us. Well, look at Scotty drawing up those papers. Well, you did tell them, didn't you, Lee?
No, honey, I don't believe I did mention it.
Papers? What papers are these?
Well, Scotty drew up these papers waiving his right to protest Laura's Mexican divorce.
He did that?
Yes.
Well, that's wonderful.
Well, why didn't you tell us?
There wasn't anything to tell, Rick. I mean, it's a gesture, that's all.
A gesture?
Yeah. What Scotty did is not a legal waiver.
Why did he do it then?
It'll show goodwill, I think.
Did Luke and Laura know about it?
Well, no, there wasn't any sense telling them either because it really doesn't change their situation.
I don't think I understand.
Leslie, what Scotty did is not legally binding.
Oh.
He's just trying to ease our minds. At least that's the way I read it.
Well, I do think that was his intention, darling.
But then, realistically, it doesn't legally help Luke and Laura.
No, the only thing that's going to help them is for them to go to Reno.
They still need that divorce.
Oh, absolutely. That's the only way they're going to get the protection they need.
From Scotty?
Well, yes.
Well, I don't think they're going to get any trouble from Scotty. I mean, he's given us his word, Lesley.
And I'm sure he's as good as his word. It's just that if Luke and Laura want to be doubly sure, then they must go to Reno and get that divorce.
Well, if that's the case, we could certainly encourage them to do that.
Well, you know, that was Laura's intent when I explained all this to her.
I know. She's just, this Star Eyes thing has really sidetracked her.
Well, maybe it's a good idea if we remind her of it.
Sure, of course. Except you'd think that if anybody in the world would be aware of the importance of securing their marriage, it would be them.
Yes, well, she's been busy with her new career, and after all, Scotty hasn't tried to interfere.
That may be so. But a career is not as important as a marriage. Anybody in the world should know that, the four of us.
Here, arts and crafts over here, ping pong tables, and possibly even a bowling alley.
I had no idea you'd come this far. I am impressed.
Oh, Rick, it's a wonderful idea.
Well, everybody we talk to thinks it's a great
Well,
idea.
they should. I mean, it's a blessing for every family down there on the waterfront.
Well, we certainly do hope so.
Yeah, our real hope is to get the parents in with the kids. Of course, I think psychologically that's going to come a little later.
Isn't it a shame that parents don't spend more time with their children?
Gail, sometimes they can't help, but a lot of these kids down on the waterfront, they don't have parents. Some do, and both the mother and the father have to work just to stay alive.
Look, having a safe place for the kids to go after school, that's going to be a boon to everybody.
That's the way most people feel. People we've talked to.
Now, you said the architect donated his services for this?
Lee, he was so impressed with the idea that he said his initial plans are a contribution.
And we've also got carpenters, we've got plumbers, we've got all the painters we're ever going to need. problem is getting their tools.
In short, what she means is the money to get those tools.
From the looks of those plans, you're going to need an awful lot of that.
Oh, boy, are you. What with construction costs the way they are today.
Now, even before the construction cost, I think there's something else we need. We need it before we can even start the project.
What's that?
We need the support of the waterfront community. They've got to feel it. We're just not walking in there and say, hey, we're going to give you something. No, we need their support.
Well, they're very proud about charity. You know, you can't do that. And they have had it up to here with welfare people and social workers.
They have to feel that they are part of this project.
How many people do you think will take advantage of the project?
We don't even know yet. We don't know how many people we can reach or how many kids are going to be available. We just have no way of gathering that information yet.
Huh. Well, the city has statistics like that, of course, but I don't think that's it. I think you need something more personal. I mean, that's what it seems to me just listening to you.
Gail, you're right. You're absolutely right. But how? What way? How do we do it?
I don't know. How about a door-to-door survey?
Oh, that'd take an army of people.
No, not necessarily. I mean, just one person who has a grasp of what you're really trying to do could work wonders. I mean, the word would spread, people would come out, and I'm sure they'd volunteer opinions.
That sounds great.
Yeah, but we've got so much to do. We don't have time to
Well,
do that.
I didn't mean you two. Good heavens, no. But we'll take someone that they trust and they have respect for.
All right, fine. Now tell us who, Gail. Who?
How about Brian? Well, he's worked with families down there. They know him. They respect him.
Ryan would be perfect.
Absolutely.
I think so,
That's
sure.
great. Will he do it?
I think he'd love it. After all, he spends a couple of afternoons at the clinic as it is.
Sounds like a great idea to me.
Well, of course, he'd need one more thing to work with.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, you said that they resent outsiders telling them what to do. Then why not let the people themselves run the sports clinic? I mean, at least have a hand in it.
You two are fantastic. You're just brimming over with good
It is
ideas.
a worthwhile project.
True.
Listen, I just love being part of it.
You know, what I love is that we're all on the same side again.
Me too.
Old friends pulling together. I ask you, how? How could we miss
Dr. Weber has just finished opening the wine, so if you'd care to join us.
Oh, boy, if that rose tastes half as good as it smells, it's better free.
Better. She makes the best. All right, I guess I'll take it. Don't be a husband. Hello?
Leslie, is Lee Baldwin there?
Luke, is that you?
Yeah.
Oh,
Hi.
hi.
I'm sorry to bother you. I have to talk to Lee.
Oh, dear, we were just about to sit down to dinner.
I have to talk to Lee, Leslie.
Well, all right. Do you want him to call you back right after dinner? I can see him. He's just starting his soup.
Well, I'd hate for his soup to get cold, but it's very important. I need to talk to him right now.
Okay. All right, hold on. Lee, could you take this? It's for you.
Thank you.
Don't keep him long. It's a terrific dinner, you hear me?
I'm sorry.
It's a very excited Luke.
Yeah, Luke, what can I do for you?
You can tell me where your son is.
What?
Where's Scotty?
He's out of town, Luke. I don't know exactly where.
Out of town?
Yeah, he said he had a client to see. Why, what's the problem?
Well, I'll tell you what the problem is, Lee. He's gone off his rocker again.
He's what?
He got into our bedroom on the boat, and he ripped one of my wife's nightgowns into shreds.
I don't believe that.
Well, you better believe it, because when I find him, I'm going to do the same thing to his face.
Luke, why would he do a thing like that?
You tell me.
He went into your bedroom, you say?
Yeah, sure. He even left a calling card.
I don't understand that.
There was a note wishing us well. Oh, by the way, he also left my liquor license.
Well, he said he was going to give that to Joe.
You know, Scott says a lot of things, Lee.
Look, Luke, there's got to be an explanation to this. It could be somebody else.
Nobody else would do a thing like that. To me and to Laura. It's him, and Lee, he is sick.
Look, I understand why you're upset, and as soon as Scotty gets back, we'll get to the bottom of this.
Okay, I hope so. And we better do it real quick, you know, because I've had all I can take of Scotty's messing around in my life. And if you don't put an end to it, one way or another, Lee, I'm going to get your son out of my life permanently.
Scotty actually went into their bedroom.
Well, now, that's what Luke said.
Good heavens, was he sure?
He said Scotty left a note.
Lee, there's something else. I can see it in your face. What?
I'm afraid so, yes.
What happened?
Well, according to Luke now, Scotty found one of Laura's night dresses and he slid it to shreds.
That's a terrible thing to do.
Lee, there has to be something you can do about that.
But I can't follow Scotty around all day long. Besides, there's got to be some explanation. There's probably a mistake here.
Just exactly what kind of mistake would there be?
Rick, it is not my fault.
Don't you have any influence on your son at all?
Well, speaking of influence, why don't you exercise yours and get your daughter to go to Reno for that divorce?
Lee, darling.
Honey.
Look, you might recall I
That's
was
right.
against my son marrying your daughter in the first place.
Darling, there's no sense in
So
just
was I.
dragging up the past.
Look, before anybody starts blaming anybody, maybe we should. It was Laura who was in such a rush to get married, you remember. Scotty wanted to pass his bar exams, but oh no, he went along with Laura's feelings. And when those feelings changed, look out. I mean, she dropped him like a hot rock, regardless of his feelings or anybody else's.
Lee, she didn't set out to hurt him. Now, you know that.
Well, maybe not, Lesley, but running away with another man, that was a pretty hurtful thing to do, you
Well,
know?
it wasn't a very mature act on Scotty's part to tear up a nightgown, either.
Well, what about Laura's handling of the present situation? You call that mature behavior? I mean, instead of going to Reno, getting the divorce, which she knows would solve this whole situation, instead she's running around New York being Miss Star Eyes. Well, I'm sorry. That is the way I feel.
Lesley, I just don't think we can stay now.
It's okay, Gail.
Let's go.
I'll get your coats.
Well, where are they going?
The Baldwins have to leave.
What about the roses?
We're going to have to freeze it. No, don't freeze it. Call Luke. Maybe he needs to know.
Sure, I can't drive you home.
Oh, I'm positive. Thank you.
I'd feel a lot better if you let him take you home.
Will you stop? I mean, the bus I catch at 9:30 just stops practically at my door. Besides, I need to exercise. I eat too much.
Well, thank you for an absolutely wonderful dinner.
Turned out exactly the way we thought it was going to be doing.
Well, I enjoyed having a nice visit with you, too. Roast or no roast.
All right. Thank you again.
You're welcome. So, good night now.
Good night.
Thank you. Good night.
Well, I missed a good dinner.
Just don't understand, Lesley. I really don't.
Well, you can't blame Lee. Scotty is his son.
Hey, but he is blind. I mean, absolutely blind when it comes to anything to do with Scotty. He just can't see things objectively at all. Because, Lesley, to think that Scotty could have gone into that bedroom and torn her nightgown up, what could he do next?
Well, you don't think that it's the start of a campaign or something, do you? That he's going to go on just harassing them forever?
I would hate to think that, Lesley, but in truth, I don't know what to think.
Well, I know one thing. We better not count on Gail and Lee helping with the sports center. Not after tonight.
Well, I don't know. They might rise above a family squabble. It is the community good we're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, you may be right.
Of course, whether they do or whether they don't doesn't help the real problem, which is helping Luke and Laura.
No, Laura is the only one that can help with that.
Lesley, if she doesn't go to Reno and get that divorce, Scotty can always be there threatening to... I just don't know.
Well, maybe we just shouldn't let that happen.
She's got to go, and she's got to get a divorce. She has got to stop this thing with Scotty.